Welcome everyone, this is Hypnoser, and that's another episode of the philosophical series, and here we will talk about the courage to move and throw the stone. Okay, let's start with what we will talk about today. First we will say about the example of story of the stone on the road. Why are people afraid to throw the stone or take care of it? Why we need courage to take care of the rock? First, not first, then some small message for our Lord. Then what we can do to break unwanted stone and make it better, and then we define the concept of responsible courage, and we sum up the whole presentation. Okay, so first let's start with the story of the large stone. Let's imagine that a stone is standing in the middle of the road, and somebody wants to move forward. Usually people pass it on the left or on the right or from the top, but nobody decides to go through the middle and crush the stone. Or almost nobody. Like sometimes we have rich guys that can afford this, but like that would have to be a very rich guy. But it's precisely the guy that is not afraid to move the stone that will develop our world, because first of all he removes obstacle from the road, which means the road gets wider, and also he gets material to harden the road surface and make it more comfortable for potential travelers. And why this concept isn't common, why is it so difficult to break the rock? First of all, let's start with the Bible, where Jesus said that people shouldn't throw a rock and that house has to be built on rock. So that creates a myth of the untouchable rock, and that myth cements the concrete codex that is afraid to question the state of things. And there is also one more pretty important factor: the legacy of totalitarian regimes and the Orwellian reality that also contributes to the problem. Why do we need courage? As we said earlier, it allows development of infrastructure and give space for growth. Like we have stones to harden the surface of the road, and we don't have obstacle on the road anymore. Also that opens us to new ways of thinking, because those who don't touch the rock don't think of that and don't make the road better. And that's also fighting stereotypes, that notably, most importantly, that myth of an untouchable rock. And now the most important part of our presentation, the message for Yeshua Hanokri or Hanostri, whatever they called that. I believe that was Master and Margarita. So first of all, I am a sinner, but I'm not afraid to throw a rock if needed. Of course, that needs to be done responsibly. I'm not encouraging mass bombardment. Unless, of course, it's like Minecraft or a fictional world, but usually not. However, we need to be ready to throw a rock. We need to be ready to be sinners, because the world is not going to be a nice place. And we all know that with the crisis going on right now. And as I said earlier, it's precisely challenging the stone that gives the strength, not, as Jesus said, worshipping it or avoiding it. And there are many people who weren't afraid to question the order of Jesus, like Lemmy Kilmister, Anton LaVey, Friedrich Nietzsche, Arthur Schopenhauer, Albert Camus, also some metal singers, and I could go on, because there are many people that question that order. So what can we do to break that unwanted stone and make our world a better place? Most importantly, we need to promote courage. Where we feel safe enough to risk and speak up and actively work towards a better world. But for the courage to truly be successful, we need some tools and conditions for it, which are listed here in the presentation, like psychological safety, supportive relationships, clear values and purpose, self-awareness, confidence and competence, reflection and learning, and role model. But to truly have courage that makes us grow, it needs to be responsible, uh, which is also means it is committed to create something better in the place of that stone, something more useful. And to do that, we need to have purpose, we need to be aware what we're doing, we need building skills, and that process, building skills, is like crucial, and it is essential that we have enough time to actually get those skills. That is especially important when we hear about recent wave of layoffs. We need to remember that building skills take time, take resources, and take training, and we need to be ready to invest in that. Yes, thoughtful action, that's also what we need. We need to identify which stone precisely needs to be broken and how it should be replaced. So, yes, of course, yes, collaboration. So, as I said, for example, getting the necessary workforce to break the stone if it's larger. No, yes, of course, staying accountable, that's important as well. So, once we clarified all of those things, let's sum up what we talked about today. So, breaking a stone gives us, but also needs, courage and ability to grow. There are obstacles that prevent us from breaking the stone, but when we go past those obstacles, this gives us ability to thrive. Now, God might seem wise, but we can see that he is afraid to lose the status quo and break the taboo, because it it's a force that holds his world together. And also, as we said in the last slide, the responsible promotion of courage can make our world a better place. So, thanks everyone for attention. That's all for today. We see each other in the next one. Like and subscribe. See you then.